Hey y'all, this is Rhonda from Rhonda's Country Kitchen, and I have asked, well, everybody I know to give me some ideas for something to cook next. And this recipe that I'm gonna cook today, I have had several people ask for. I was reluctant to try it or to cook it. I cook it all the time, but I was kind of reluctant. I was like, everybody knows how to cook this, but the recipe that I have chosen is lasagna. And some of my family, they were like, that's a good idea. We can run across people that doesn't always know how to cook lasagna. Now, it may look like a lot of ingredients, but I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I'm just going to be cooking my sauce from just some canned tomatoes. And you can do this one or three ways. You can just go ahead and buy you some sauce that's already in the jar that somebody's done put some love into and made for you. You can even get the real cheap dollar ones and just add some stuff into it and make it yours. You can start fresh from real tomatoes and cook your sauce down that way. But I am going to be using some crushed canned tomatoes and nothing fancy. I've just got the little Food Line one. And I'm going to just show you how I make that. Sometimes that's what I have on hand, and so that's what I use. So, of course, we got the traditional, you know, the ricotta cheese, of course, lasagna noodles, cheese, and all the good stuff that goes in it. But I'm going to start off with my meat. Now, I've got some hamburger meat, as well as some Johnsonville sweet Italian sausage. You can eliminate this, just use hamburger meat. You can just do the sausage. Some people just do vegetables and have a vegetable lasagna. So many ways that you can do this. But I'm going to start, y'all. I got another little kitchen doodad that I'm really excited to try. And I will have to say the only thing I have done is washed it. All right, so we're going to try this little doodad and see if it works. Put a whole onion in. You're just supposed to put it in here and just pop it down. Ta-da! You got some cut onion. Well, that saved a few minutes for me. I normally just use my little food processor and get it chopped up. But I thought this was just the cutest little handiest little thing I have seen. But I'm going to set up and go ahead and start cooking my meat. Now, this sauce does have to simmer. And I normally let it simmer at least 45 minutes to an hour. You don't always have to do that. I just like it to simmer and just get real happy and those flavors just bursting. But you can go ahead. Now, can't tell you how many lasagnas I've made that I just threw it together as fast as I could with the spaghetti sauce out of the jar, and it is good too. So don't think you got to love on it and let it simmer and do all of that. It's like I said, it's just if you've got time to do it, it is better to take that little step. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with working my hamburger meat, my sausage together, and some onions and some garlic. So let's get on that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start putting my meat in the pot. I'm gonna start with my hamburger meat, and I'll go ahead and just put this Italian sweet sausage right on there with it. And mindful to take this little plastic piece off, a little wax paper. We don't need any of that in our life. All right, I'm just gonna kind of break this up, let it get hot. Now I always add just a little bit of water into my meat mixture to break that meat up just a little bit. And I like to use a little chicken stock in this, so you can just use water if you want to, but I do like to put a little extra, and I just mix my little better than bouillon into some water, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that in there and start breaking this meat up. I'm going to let that start cooking just a little bit before I put the onions in. And you can do it backwards. You can put your onions in first with a little olive oil, cook them down. But this is what we're doing today. That's what's good about your kitchen. You can do it the way you want to do it. So, I'm going to go ahead and break this up. Because I like my sauce to be kind of smooth. Some things you like chunky, like a good chili, you do chunky, and I leave it little big pieces sometimes. Now, hot dog chili, as y'all have seen, I like to get it very smooth, and so I put water in it. But just gonna break this up. Get this getting happy. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little salt. Now I know this crushed tomatoes does not have a lot of salt in them, so I can go ahead and season this about the way I would like it. I know this looks like a lot of seasons over here, but honestly it's things that you would already have in your kitchen. This is some minced garlic that I'm gonna use with onions that we've got chopped, but I've got garlic powder, onion powder, whole oregano, some basil leaves, some Italian. I want it to be good and seasoned. And I also have a little sugar, and I always add a little butter to my sauce as well. It just takes out some of the acidity of all those tomatoes, just gives it a little smoother taste. I have put butter in my sauce now for just a little bit. If you have anything against that, honey, don't do it. Leave it out. It's good either way, but I just like that little smooth taste to it. So now I've cooked this obviously for like 2 minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and put my vegetables in. Got my little nifty doodad, my kitchen doodad. Got that chopped up. Y'all, if y'all want one of those, I will put that in my link. But if you've got a food processor, whatever, hey, got your little knife. That's how I did it for years. But we will add that into the description or whatever. We'll add that on there. And get all this onion out there. Just get it all. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and start seasoning this as well. I'm gonna go ahead. Y'all know we like that black pepper on there, so we're getting that pepper on. Now, I'm gonna put a little accent. All right, go ahead, put some, I'll just pour these in. I didn't give me a little spoon. So I put in about a tablespoon of garlic cloves. Just go give those a little stir. Just working these. I'm just gonna let that cook a minute. All right, this is starting to brown up. And I'm gonna go ahead and start putting some of my seasoning in. I'm gonna start with some whole oregano. And I'm gonna put in about a teaspoon each of these seasonings because I want it to be really good and flavorful. And I am fixing a fairly big pan because I tend to use up all the lasagna, which does freeze well. You don't even have to cook it the day that you put it together. You can freeze it. You can prep ahead of time with this, and it will still be just delicious. Now, better put this over here as I do it because I don't want to do it twice. All right, we got some basil. We'll do a teaspoon of that. Because these crushed tomatoes really don't have a whole lot of flavor. So our goal is to get that all seasoned up and just get it just lovely. This is Italian seasoning. We'll go in with that. We got some onion powder. Why not? I know we've already got some onions in there, and some garlic as well, but this gives it another little kick. Like I said, we want to season it up really good. All right, let's just let this simmer. Now I am going to drain off some of this grease that's in this pot before I put my tomato sauce in there. You don't want to drain it completely dry because you know some of that fat, that's where the flavor is a lot of times, but I am going to drain it off because we don't want it just sopping in grease. We don't want that. We don't need that in our life at all. But so it's almost browned up completely. It's pretty smooth. We've done broke up all these little pieces. Sorry for all that racket. I know it's so much racket. Even my little dog's looking at me like, really? So, all right. Now, I'm just going to drain some of that grease off. You don't need to see that. I'm just going to get me a little spoon, tilt my pot, and drain some of it off. And then we'll put our tomatoes in and start getting it real happy for that lasagna. All right, y'all, I've got my little oil drained off. And I will use that oil in some of the water. You know, they always say, put you some oil in the noodles so they won't stick. So I'll use that same little bit of oil to cook my noodles. All right, y'all. I've got 2 of the 28-ounce cans of crushed tomatoes, and I know that's a lot, but I want it to be real good and saucy because I do have a lot of meat here. And if for some reason I don't use all of that, I can put that up and we can have spaghetti another night, or you know, even put that over a good piece of crusty bread. Layer some mozzarella cheese on top, throw her in the oven. And that'd be a quick little treat. All right, so 2 of these. I'm just gonna stir this around real good. Now, I do add a little tomato paste, and this will thicken it up and get it to that consistency. Now, I don't use the whole thing in this. I normally use about a half a can, and this is just a small 6-ounce can. So about 3 ounces of this, and I'm just going to stir it around in here. And I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of sugar. I'm going to start with about a tablespoon of sugar. And of course, y'all know, we gonna taste it, make sure that's right. But this sauce is gonna simmer. I'm gonna let it simmer for about 45 minutes to an hour. And while this is simmering, I'm gonna cook my noodles and get that ready to start assembling. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put a little butter in this. I've already told y'all about that, just to cut down on some of that acid on here. So, Lord, she's already popping. She's raring to go. I'm gonna turn this eye down and put a few pats of butter in there just for it to be smooth. If she'll quit popping on me. All right. Get into this butter. All right. I put about 3 tablespoons of butter, 4 small pats of butter. So, we'll mix this around. And I'm gonna taste this, y'all. We gotta make sure it's got enough salt and enough sugar and enough spice, and make sure it's good for our good old lasagna. So I'm gonna get me a little spoon and we're gonna taste it. All right. That's yummy. It's garlicky. It's got that onion in it. It's not too tomatoey. I know it's a tomato sauce, but we've cut some of that acid in there. Now I'm just going to let this simmer. I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like here. All right, so we just gonna let old girl simmer, do her thing. Let that sauce and that meat and that sausage just get all acquainted and happy. So I'm gonna put the lid on it and go ahead and start those lasagna noodles, get that knocked out, get it ready to put it together for y'all. But we just gonna let this simmer nice and slow right now, and I'll keep taking the lid off, giving it a little stir. You don't want it to stick to the bottom. You don't want no big old honking mess like that in your pots. So that's all it is for this part. Assembling it's easy, and I'll be back in just a little bit to show you how to do it. All right, y'all, my sauce is happy. I have let it cook now for about an hour. I got my noodles boiled up, ready to go, and I run just a little bit of cold water on them so just don't burn your fingers off. And I've already shredded up most of my cheese, but I've got just a little bit more to go. I love a lot of cheese. I want that ooey, gooey, cheesy goodness. So I'm just gonna work my fancy little cheese doodad here. Let me lock her in. Here we go. Get this all grated up, ready to go. Now I'm just using mozzarella cheese and some Parmesan cheese, and that's gonna be good enough. You can change your cheeses around. You can add some American cheese to yours. You can do yours however you want to do it. But I'm going to go ahead and I always start with the sauce in the bottom. And let me get my little thingy here. There we go. Get that finished up. Now I've got my casserole dish here. I've got it sprayed, because nobody likes scrubbing and carrying on some dishes afterwards when it's all stuck together. All right, we're gonna move this out of the way, and I'm gonna start layering this. Now I always start with sauce on the bottom, and that's what we're gonna do today. Now I just put some sauce and nice, and that was the reason for all this sauce. I like a lot of sauce. I don't want no dry lasagna. Now we'll just let that sit there a minute. Now I've got ricotta cheese, and I've got an egg, and I'm gonna add a little salt to this, a little Parmesan cheese, and some garlic powder, and some parsley. That is all I'm putting in there, and that's gonna be my mix. All right, got my egg going in, and if I'm honest, I really did forget this part. When I started layering my my sauce, I was like, oh Lord, I done missed a step. So we'll mix one egg in here, and now this is a big old container. It was on sale, so I got it for the same price of the regular one. So yeah, that's what I'm going with. But you need the 16-ounce container of the ricotta. I'm just going to use half of this big old honking 32-ounce, and get this all stirred up with my egg. Some people don't like ricotta. Some people use cottage cheese, and I'm telling you, either way is good. I have not had access to ricotta and bought the cottage cheese, and it honestly is just as good. You can mix it up just the same way. Put a little salt. I'm gonna put about 1/4 cup of the Parmesan in there. Just another little layer of cheesiness. I'm gonna put some parsley. I'm gonna put a tablespoon or teaspoon of parsley in there for some green color, and some garlic powder. You want that garlic. All right. We just gonna stir this up real good. Get it mixed up. All right, so we got this layer of sauce going. And I'm gonna scoot this over here. We're gonna start with the noodles. And I have washed my hands. And I'm just gonna layer these noodles down. Layer, layer, layer. That's what lasagna is all about. I let them cool off so it won't burn my fingers off, so yay. All right. Now, I'm going to just put a dollop of this ricotta cheese mixture on, and I just put a little dollop on and just slide it to the end. Just make sure your noodles is covered pretty good. All this is going to go for several layers, so it doesn't have to be a big old thick layer, but just cover your noodles. Now I'm going to go on in there with some of this good old mozzarella cheese that y'all just saw me shred up. We love good cheese. Now you can buy the bag cheese. Like I said, you can cut corners with this and do it quick. You can buy your own sauce, buy your cheese already cut. So it could be a whole lot less time than doing all this, but I'm telling you, this is so good. I'm just gonna put a little bit more cheese in there. Why not? Go and get my big bag that I've already shredded. The shredded cheese just tastes a lot better to me. Now I'm gonna go in there with some more sauce, and we're just gonna repeat these layers. Sauce, noodles, ricotta cheese, and then cheese. And then you're just gonna repeat the process, just layer, layer, layer. And I'm gonna end with some sauce and then another layer of cheese. All right, y'all, I am going to top this off with some more meat sauce because I like mine to finish off with the meat sauce on top. Still got plenty of sauce, so those 2 cans of tomatoes was just perfect for it. So, get this scraped up, get it on top. Now, we're going to top this with mozzarella cheese, and I have a bag of Parmesan cheese. I like the 2 cheeses on top. And I do like a lot of cheese on top. I'm telling you, ain't nothing like a good, cheesy, gooey, anything. Casserole, anything. So, and you have Italian, you gotta have some cheese with it. You can make up a little nice salad or some little garlic bread with this and call it a night. And like I said, you can even fix this, put it in the refrigerator, put it in the freezer, and just pull it out and have your dinner. All right, got this mozzarella on now. We're gonna put some of this Parmesan cheese on. Got the oven hot, ready for this to go in. Now I've got mine at 350. Your oven times may vary. You may not. You may want to cook it a little higher. My oven does cook a little hot. So I'm gonna put this in. I'm just gonna go ahead with the whole bag of Parmesan on top. It's gonna be really good. All right, and I'm just gonna cover this with some aluminum foil. And we're gonna put it in the oven, and I'll normally cook it until the cheese is all bubbly, and I'll pull the aluminum foil off and cook it for about 15 more minutes just to let that cheese get brown and good. But Lord, I'm at the end of the barrel. Here we go. I think we got enough. Alrighty. This is going in, and I'll let y'all know what it looks like when it's done. All right, y'all, I have just pulled this lasagna out of the oven. I baked it for right at 45 minutes, and so I'll give you a little look-see. You can see it's golden brown on top, and ready for Russell to give it a little taste and let us know. Got his little portion ready for him, and so we'll find out what he thinks of it. All right, y'all know what time it is. It is a taste testing time. So come on, Russell. Come on, get in here.
Hey, y'all. Hey, Daniel.
Guess who's here? Guess who's here?
Come on and get in the
Look at
camera.
there. This is me.
There we go.
This is the famous Daniel. He's
Yeah.
always talking to, who's always calling him the creepy guy.
Well, give him a wave, Dan.
Give him
Come
a
on.
little wave.
Yeah,
This.
give him a wave.
Give him a
man.
little. There you go.
Good job. Way to go.
All right, y'all. I have made some lasagna, and I want y'all to taste it and tell me what you really think. I know with these two, they will tell me exactly what they really think.
You think?
I really do
I'm
think
gonna let you
so.
do the honors there, Dan.
Go ahead. It don't
Be
matter.
shy. Don't be shy.
Get in
Dive
there.
on in there. Good old lasagna.
Now this boy can really cook.
Yes,
So if he
very
tells
much
me it's really good,
Ooh, look at that cheese.
it's got lots of cheese on it. Lots of
Oh
cheese.
my goodness.
Lots of goodness right there going on.
Oh man.
Your turn, Russell.
Oh, my turn.
Yep, show them what you got.
I don't know. I don't think I can outdo that one. That was better than mine.
Has some cheese pull. Oh,
It's legit.
legit.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Hey, that's cheesy. Good sauce.
Some homemade
I'll give
sauce.
our number 2 on that one.
Some homemade sauce, but just with tomatoes. Now y'all can do the shortcut. You can use the sauce. You can make your sauce. You can do it however you want to do it. But it's a good recipe to try. What do you think, Dan?
She's lying. This is a Stouffer's box.
And
This
I
ain't
got
no Stouffer's Bob. Don't be
No.
listening. He's a clown. He's a clown.
I got the proof. Y'all watch me do it.
That's right. You
Y'all
ain't
watch
seen no
me
box
do
in the
it.
video.
No box.
That's way better than you gonna get a
Yes.
Stouffer. You done killed a light. Look at there.
Y'all, thank y'all so much for watching. And
Hit that button.
Hit
Come on,
that button,
He done creep back out. He called
subscribe.
me the creepy wave guy, and then he creeps into the video. But
he done
yeah,
snuck
we
out.
appreciate y'all checking us out.
Thank you so much for subscribing. Please share, please like, and keep those ideas
Hit that
coming.
bell to tell you when the video comes out.
Yep, hit the little black bell. It'll tell you.
Yep.
Thank y'all so much. Till next time.
Peace.
I'm going to just get the rest of my things ready to put in this lasagna. Hold on, Dan. You caught me. I'm hoping it's going to be what I thought it's going to be. You know, you see it on TikTok and all these videos. Let me see, I might need to cut this. And we go try it. Oh, and it didn't work.